Hello, and welcome to the Empowerography Podcast. This is a platform created for women's voices to be heard and a place to share their stories, journeys, and successes with the world for the purpose of helping other women who might be on similar journeys. We are empowering women one episode at a time. I'm your host, Brad Walsh, so kick back, grab one of your favorite beverages, and enjoy the stories. Hello there, it's Brad. The Empowerography Live Conference 2026 is happening live and in person for the first time here in Toronto in April of 2026. This is your chance to step fully into your power over 2.5 incredible days. You'll hear from 30 plus inspiring speakers, join hands-on workshops, and connect with women from around the world who are ready to grow, learn, and rise together. This isn't just an event. This is an experience that will leave you motivated, empowered, and ready to take action. Seats are limited, so head to my website and secure your spot today. All the information will be in the show notes, and we look forward to seeing you in April. Hello there, Brad Walsh here, your host of the Empowerography Podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest is Sam Ritchie. She is a certified angel guide, who also specializes in space clearing in person and from floor plans. She also reads oracle cards to help give people clarity and confidence, as well as offering past life regression sessions. Welcome, Sam. How you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
It is my honor and my pleasure. I am so excited to have you here. Thank you so much for taking and making the time to be and share a little bit about your story, your journey, and the beautiful light you put out into the world through the work you do. I am so excited to jump in. So with that being said, let's get this party started. So I want to start out by asking you, was there a particular experience or challenge in your life that pushed you toward becoming a certified angel guide?
Not really. What really happened was my whole life I've been spiritual. I've been able to see things other people couldn't, but I was trying to hide it. I didn't want to be seen.
Stay in the spiritual closet, so to speak.
Absolutely, in the spiritual closet. I really didn't want to be seen, although I didn't realize until I was about 20 that not everyone could see spirit. And as a child, I know it's wild, right? As a child, I was much happier in the spirit world. People terrified me. The doorbell rang, I hid. I literally would shake as if I had to walk across the classroom so badly that the teachers used to call my mum in because I was just terrified of people. So I know, it's wild.
It is. Are your parents gifted?
They both were, yes. But I didn't know that my dad was until my mum died. Because my mum was terrified of the spirit world. So total polar opposite to me.
Yeah, that's so funny.
She wouldn't go to bed without the hallway light on. She was that terrified. And we did have a spirit woman who lived there. I don't know why mum was worried though, because she was always on the end of my bed. But so I used to wind my mum up because my aunt is this way inclined as well. So when the two of us got together, we'd wind my mum up. But I had no clue that my dad could see spirit until my mum died and we were on holiday together. And he said, who are all these spirits in my room? I was like, what? You can see them? How did I not know this?
Yeah, why the fuck didn't you tell me this?
Exactly.
That is wild.
Yeah, that's my life, wild.
Can you take us back then to the moment you realized you were meant to work with angels? And what did that awakening feel like for you in your body, mind, and spirit?
Yeah, so I've always been interested. I've always played, if you like, with my spirituality. And then lockdown happened. My kids were grown, nearly grown, and didn't need my attention. I was working in kitchens. Everything locked down. And I suddenly had all this time on my hands. And it's like, okay, I'm going to study to use oracle cards. So I studied with Carl Gray and became a certificated angel guide. And at that period in time, as people were desperate for answers, they were desperate for reassurance. No one knew what the hell was going on. And so to practice, I just put a call out on social media. Who wants free angel card reading, basically. And I did probably nearly 500, definitely
Wow.
2. But I did a lot for free.
Yeah.
And then people started to want to pay me. I was, oh, hang on a minute. I can feed my family while doing something I love.
Not a bad problem to have.
Yeah, not bad problem to have. So that's when it was like became really obvious that I should be doing this work. They literally sent me neon signs, and they have to send me neon signs because I'm a little bit dim and I don't get it. If it's subtle, I don't get it. So I'm like, okay, spirits, guides, send me neon signs for me to follow. Otherwise, I'm just not going to see them. And that's what they did. And so I set up a website, and I'd been space clearing for 20 years by that point.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But for fun. Every time.
Oh, you weren't getting paid?
No, I was doing it for fun. So every time we moved house, and we moved a lot, I'd space clear our house. If a friend or an acquaintance had a smell that wouldn't go away, or just didn't feel comfortable, or any sort of issue, I'd go, oh, come and space clear for you. And I thought it would be a really small part of my business until a friend asked me if I could space clear from a floor plan and a photo. And I was like, I have no clue. But hey, we'll give it a go. Yeah. And as soon as I sat down, because I had no clue even where to start, I was like, okay, you're going to have to tell me what to do. How do I do this? Do I just draw the plan out and do it like I was in person, which is what I did? And as soon as I started drawing the plan out, all this information started to drop. And I even got my friends' grandparents' names.
Wow.
But the issue she had was it was a rented property. It was her grandparents' house. She rented it out, and it needed essential maintenance. And the tenants wouldn't let her in. And they wouldn't let the work be done. Within 24 hours... they'd let her in, and the work had been scheduled. And it's like, okay,
Holy
I can do this
shit.
then. Yeah, that's what I thought. Holy shit. Holy shit, I can do this. And my friend was, as you can imagine, over the moon.
Yeah, absolutely. Of course.
And that changed everything, because suddenly space clearing, I live in rural Spain. So you're either going to have a major problem or be spiritually minded to call on me.
Right.
And now, oh, hang on, the world's opened up because I can do it from anywhere. I can do it anywhere. And to date, it's 7 countries. Hence the map behind me to put pins in when I do a new country.
Yeah, that's awesome. So do you do more virtually then, like through floor plans? Do you get many opportunities to actually physically go into a space and do it?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
A friend of mine owns a hotel, and I regularly space clear the hotel for her.
Okay.
And I do have other clients with properties locally as well as remotely. I've got one who's a property developer who has properties close to me, but he also has properties in other areas of Spain and the Canary Islands, which I've done for him as well.
Amazing. That's incredible. And so many people think that connecting with angels is woo. And I think woo is becoming more and more acceptable by more people. But clearly this working with angels is real. So how do you navigate skepticism from within yourself at times when you first started, or others when you first began this work?
Okay, so I actually think it's a really good thing to be skeptical and to have your own experiences. I think too many of us blindly follow what we're told and think it's the truth. And as far as I'm concerned, there's 3 truths, right? There's your truth, my truth, and then somewhere in the middle, there's the real truth, right? Because we all look at life through our own lens. So our reality, our way of viewing this conversation is going to be totally different.
Yeah.
So I think skepticism is a brilliant thing, and I wish more people were skeptical. However, when dealing with my own, oh my God, am I good enough? Which is basically what that skepticism is. Every time I get that little devil talking in my ear, who do you think you are? I look at the results. I also know that it's not me doing this work. I'm just a human vehicle. And that makes a huge difference because it's, hang on then, if it's not me, then I've got to trust that they know what they're doing.
It's so much bigger than you.
Absolutely it is.
Yeah.
I'm just a human that they've chosen to use.
Yeah, you're the portal or the vessel.
Yeah.
So speaking of skepticism, then I want to stay on this for a second. I'm curious, for someone who is skeptical about angels, how would you explain what working with them actually feels like? How would you explain that to someone?
When I started doing this work, it feels like coming home. It's just feels calm. It feels safe. It's like tapping into knowledge that was always there, but you never knew was there. It's just eye-opening. And what I would suggest anyone does is just check in with yourself. How does it lay with me? Does it feel right for me? And then take whatever you're listening to. And if it feels good to you, then take it on board. If it doesn't, leave it to the side.
So do you believe that everyone has this ability?
Absolutely.
Within them?
Absolutely, I do.
It's just a matter of whether, first of all, they can get past the skepticism if it's there. I guess, second of all, if they want to tap into it or not. Yeah. And then learning how to tap into it and utilize it.
Yeah, I actually think we're all born with these skills in us. We are all spiritual beings. We are all energy. And I think it depends a lot on outside forces because especially like my age group, we were brought up with the TV and woo-woo wasn't something you talked about. That was only for weird people. And it was like, it's all programming to keep us from stepping into our own power and being the powerful beings that we all inherently are. And yeah, you do have to want to go, okay, let me dig into this in whatever way suits you, because it isn't a one size fits all. Yeah. Someone might love tarot. For me, it's oracle cards. It just feels better for me. What someone might do Tai Chi, while someone else might do yoga. Someone might do breath work or meditation. All these things are valuable and can really help you on a spiritual path. But it's finding what works for you.
I love that. Thank you for sharing that. I think that's important because so many people don't even realize that they have these gifts within them.
No. And we all do.
Yeah. And we can all do any and all of it if we so choose and so desire to do.
Absolutely we can.
So what was the moment you first felt an angel's presence in your life so clearly that you just could not deny it? And how did it change your reality?
So for me, I think they've always been around, but we don't notice them. We get busy with life. But then my mum died and I was with her and my dad was there too when she died. And I saw the angel come and get her. And
wow.
Yeah. And it was the most amazing experience. One of the most privileged things I've ever had witnessed in my life. And it was so peaceful and calm and beautiful. And there was just no denying it. There was just no denying it.
That's one hell of an experience.
Yeah, it really was.
Wow. Not a lot of people can say they've experienced that in life.
No.
Oh. So your dad saw it too, I'm sure, because he's spiritually gifted as well, right?
I don't know whether he did or not. And he's passed now as well, so I can't ask him.
You could.
I can. Yeah, but really annoyingly, they don't come through that very often to me. They send me signs, but my grandmother comes through more often. I inherited a clock from her. And if I don't it never keeps the right time. If I don't wind it up regularly, she moves the plates on my dresser. I was like, okay, Granny, I'm going to wind the clock up. But it literally chimes for 12 hours constant. And it drives my husband insane. I love it. It makes me laugh.
That's also a nice comfort too.
Yeah.
To know that Granny's there.
Yeah. So when you say I can just ask my dad, it's not quite that simple. They don't tend to talk to me. Although they did both arrive on my birthday, which was lovely.
Oh, so what a lovely birthday present.
Yeah, it was really lovely.
So, has there been one message from the angels that hit you so hard that it left you questioning everything you thought you knew about life, energy, and purpose?
Not with the cards, but with space clearing.
Oh, okay. Would you mind sharing?
Yeah, so I was space clearing for the property developer I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm.
It's a property in the Canary Islands. And as I was drawing it, I was like, oh my God. There was demons. Now, I didn't believe in demons. Right?
Mm.
This totally shook my world. I'm love and light, right? I
Yeah.
don't like darkness. Where are all these? And I'm like, I'm confronted by this demonic energy, and it definitely was. It was like a portal to the underworld, which I didn't believe in. So
Mm-hmm.
it's like, really? Oh my God, what's going on here? So there's me thinking it's just people that make wrong decisions. There's not really any negative energy. Of course, this is really naive because
Mm-hmm.
we're all light and dark.
Mm-hmm.
We can't, stars don't shine without the dark sky, right? And we're
Mm-hmm.
the same. And
Yeah.
so why would I think the spirit world was any different? So yeah, that was the thing that really shook what I believed in. And when I thought about it, it was like, yeah, okay, I needed to see that to
Mhm.
change my opinion on demonic energy, and that actually, yeah, it could be used for evil. I've come across spirits that haven't had the best intention.
Right.
They've always like been spirits. They've been human
Yeah.
first and then spirit.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the demons were a shock, and they rocked my world a little bit for a while.
Yeah. Was that a much harder space for you to clear then because of those forces?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Initially I did it twice because I
Mm-hmm.
knew that it was heavy, and it took me a long time to do it. I had to keep leaving my office, taking breaks, and I have consequently done it another 3 times because if the property's for sale, so
Mm-hmm.
if the property doesn't sell, if I'm space clearing it to sell it, if it doesn't go in the time frame that I think it should, which is quick,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
then I revisit.
Okay.
And I keep revisiting until I'm 100% sure that it is not an energetic, it's a human problem that's causing it
Mm-hmm.
not to sell.
Now, do you typically, or are you typically able to clear a space in one session?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, typically, yes. But if there's any spirits that are hiding, because sometimes when you're not there in person and you're doing it from a plan, it's easier for the negative spirits to hide.
Right.
It doesn't happen often, but it has happened where I've gone back and gone, oh, hang on a minute, where did you come from? or also we can bring them in with us. And if someone's let someone negative into a property, I had another estate agent that I work with, and she'd said the energy in this house was wonderful, and then the owners let someone in who's not great, and oh my God, the energy of this place was so off because they'd let someone into the property that wasn't of good intention.
Wow. And so when the angels give someone a message they desperately don't want to hear, how do you guide them through the resistance that follows?
So that you have to do because if it's a one-to-one, it's different when I'm doing like a live group readings, which I do twice a month on my Facebook page. But when it's one-to-one, we go, okay, what's the resistance? Why are they resistant? Always looking from compassion. We may pull a few other cards as well to go, okay, so what does that mean? And it's more, okay, so these are the strategies you could use if you want to change this thing that you're resistant to, because we've all got free will, right? So
Yeah, absolutely.
So the person has to make their own decision, and they might not be ready or in that place. But if they keep doing what they're doing, they're going to get what they've been getting.
True, very true. There has to be willingness to be you have to be open to change and willing to do the work to change.
Yeah. But always is on a very individual basis. What comes up for the individual, what's right for the individual, and I'm just guided. I just do what they tell me to do.
Yeah. Okay. Now, working in the spiritual realm can obviously be very intense at times. So, what has been one of the hardest parts of this work that people don't actually see?
Okay, so I think it was actually the hardest part was before I was doing this work, because I didn't know what was going on, especially as a child. So I would walk into a place and just be totally bombarded with spirits.
Right.
But since doing this work, I now practice every day protecting my energy so that they can't get to me. We were on holiday in Salzburg for a few days earlier in the year. And we like old buildings as well, which can be problematic for me, has been in the past.
Right.
But this time, because I've been doing this work now, I was all protected, and there was a line of spirits waiting to be moved to the other side. But they were very respectfully waiting. Obviously, I'm not going to leave them. That's not what I'm about. If they want to move to the other side and get on with their soul journey, then I'm going to help them. So it's okay. I'm not working, so don't show me anything. So they didn't, but every time my husband came back past me, he went, "You're working again." He said, "Because my eyes go." Apparently my eyes go and do something strange. So it was before I started this work that it was really a problem. Now it's just making sure that I keep my energy clear and I keep myself protected, and I eat an awful lot more now than I ever did before, because I'm using so much more energy. I need it.
For sure. To refuel.
Yeah.
So you said that there was a line of them waiting to cross over. What typically would be some of the reasons that they haven't or can't cross over?
So there's a number of reasons that a spirit won't have moved on. One, the nastier ones tend to be because they don't want to let go of control.
Okay.
So if they were particularly nasty in life, they tend to hang around, which is a bit of a pain because they cause chaos and upset, and their only purpose is to cause pain. Then you have the ones that just don't know they've died. So if they died really quickly or traumatically, they might not even know they've died. So they're just then in a loop, which was what the ones in this fortress mainly, they just died so quickly that they didn't get the memo, really. And then you have loved ones that come in, but they don't tend to be stuck. They're coming in with love to tell someone that they love them. So we want them to keep coming.
Yeah.
So it's only the ones that are stuck here and stuck either replaying one particular issue or what they did in life. I space cleared a house. It was a flat that was in an old post office. And there was a spirit woman, and she was just stringing up bales of letters.
Wow.
Like she'd been doing for 100 years. And she was just going through what she'd done when she was alive. So
on a loop.
It was like Groundhog Day. Right?
Yeah.
And so these people, we want them to move on. We want them souls to go to the light. We want them to get on with their soul's journey. The nasty ones, we want to get on with their soul's journey so that they stop causing us a problem.
So I'm wondering then, because I've heard and spoke with a lot of people who are working in the spiritual world, and people that when they pass and cross over, I've been told by multiple people that they have a lot of work to do on the other side before they can come back and say, visit their loved ones on this side of the veil. So I'm wondering then, is part of the reason that the work they have to do, but also I'm wondering, maybe some of the souls are trapped and they haven't crossed over yet. Could that be possible too? Why they haven't come back to say they'd like to visit their loved ones?
Yeah, absolutely. It depends who the person was.
Yeah, of course.
Totally depends. But also some people can come back really quickly. It's almost a funeral your loved one's likely to be floating around because they haven't gone to the next level yet. But
Right.
so they want to be with you at that time.
Right.
But then once they move, this is my reality, take it or leave it.
Yep.
Then when they move to, it looks, in my head, it looks like a big library.
Okay.
Right. Some people call it the Akashic Records, right? Where
Yes.
everything in our life is, or in our soul is. Once we get there, I think we have to be at a certain level. We have to have done a certain amount of work before we can come back, which is why whenever I'm doing, not that I hate the term medium, but I'm going to use it because it keeps sticking to me at the moment. Whenever I'm doing any mediumship stuff, I can't guarantee it's going to come through.
Okay. Thank you for sharing that.
And I won't
Yeah.
either, because I don't think anyone can just go, oh, can I speak to your Uncle Joe, please? Uncle Joe, where are you? I don't think it works quite that way.
People often think that spiritual growth is smooth and magical and rainbows and all the things. What is the hard truth about doing the inner work that most are not prepared for?
Okay, you said it. It's work, right? And yeah, sometimes it does feel like rainbows and snowflakes and all yummy things. And then you come across bits of yourself that you really don't like. And you're like, oh, crap, I've got to do some work now. And I find this really hard when I'm confronted with a person I don't like. Because I think when you're confronted by someone that you don't like, it's a reflection of part of you that you don't like. For example, I had a problem with a person who I thought was very judgmental. And I was like, oh, crap, that means I'm judgmental. I need to look at me now. So the hard truth about spiritual work is it is work.
Yeah.
You do have to. You can't just go, I'm spiritual now. Okay, that's it. You have to spend the time. You have to meditate. You have to get into you, look at you. And that can be challenging.
And scary as shit.
And scary. Really scary.
Yes, for sure. Because we would rather avoid, because doing things that push us outside of our comfort zone are not comfortable. No. We are human beings who we're creatures of comfort. Yeah. It feels good to be comfortable. So when we step outside of that, it's, oh shit, I don't like how this feels.
Yeah. And I don't like that part of me. That's not all.
Yeah, for sure. But that's the only way you're going to be able to heal that and shift it.
Yeah. And we've all got a shadow side, because there's always something you go, I wish I hadn't said that, or I wish I hadn't done that. None of us are perfect in that way, because there is no such thing as perfection.
Yeah. And there's always going to be work to do. It never ends.
Oh, yeah. It's a lifelong thing, for sure.
Yeah, for sure. For someone wanting to awaken their intuition or spiritual gifts, what would you say, in your opinion, in your experience, what is the first step they need to take that a lot of people just overlook?
Journaling and meditation.
Okay.
Journaling really, but without a structure. So just pen, paper, let your hand go. Yeah, because it gets right into the things that that are going on in your head. It gets them out of your head, and then you're starting from a clearer place. I've been journaling on and off for probably 25 years. But consistently for 8 every day. And life just goes so much better when you get out of your head.
Yeah. We are our own biggest hurdles and our own biggest enemies. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. What's a spiritual truth that you wish everyone could understand in this lifetime?
That we are all perfect in our imperfection, and that we are all valid, and we all matter. One of us matters. And what your dreams are important to. You're not irrelevant. You matter. You're here for a reason. Even if that's just to smile at someone in the street.
That's a beautiful sentiment. Thank you for sharing that. What would you say is one of the deepest spiritual lessons that you've learned the hard way, not through training, but through raw life experience?
That is a hard one. that you know what? It's been such a roller coaster. It really has. And I think it's to not be afraid of what other people think. And I say it a lot in it when I hold space for circle is no one else's opinion matters. It's none of your business what anyone else thinks of you. And that kept me until I had that realization that, oh my God, what's everyone going to think of me? I don't want to be seen. Kept me trapped for a long time.
That's definitely a tough one for sure.
And I think that comes with age and going, you know what, I really don't care anymore.
Yeah, for sure. And life experience.
Yeah.
So, as mentioned off the top, space clearing is your specialty. For those listening who might not know exactly what that is, could you explain the work that you do when you clear a house, exactly what that work is?
Yeah. So we even say it, if we walk into a room and there's been an argument, we say you can cut the atmosphere with a knife.
Yeah.
Right. So we've all felt it at some point or another. We've walked into a space and gone, oh God, I don't like it here. Or,
yeah.
Oh, I like it here. And you don't know why. It could be really messy, but it just feels great. And that, I believe, is like the house holds memories or a property holds memories, just as we do. And just as we do, it's always the negative that's at the forefront. Just as in our human brains, the property is the same. So it's always the negativity that's there. And that holds us back. So it can make us feel uncomfortable, can make us sick, it can stop us sleeping, it can stop properties selling, it can stop businesses booming, you name it, it can affect it. So what space clearing does is using ancient rituals. My way is probably slightly different because I accumulated a whole load of different stuff, including some elements of feng shui, although I'm not a specialist in that. But sometimes I'll get told they need to shove a crystal in a corner, or things that are feng shui aligned.
Yeah.
Like my desk faces the door. We invite in clients, because if you can't see the door, you're not inviting in clients, even if you work online.
Right.
So what space clearing does is using these rituals is removes the negative and any entities that may be lingering about. And there's not always entities. And it can even be a new build or just land or cars. I've done as well. Cars.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because I've done cars, I've done vans. What else have I done? And that's it. Offices, plants, houses. But they all hold the energy and it can be holding them back. So these rituals, which basically, and your listeners, and you can try this. It starts with clapping. That's it, right? But if you go round your room and clap and listen, you can hear the energy changing.
Okay.
So everyone try it. It's fun.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for that.
So that's one of the parts. Then I use Palo Santo, sage, bells, singing bells, tuning forks, prayer. But protect your energy before you start doing anything like this, because you don't know what's going to come up.
So what would be an energy protection practice then? How would someone protect their energy?
So I use Kyle Gray's chain of thought, although I've changed it slightly, which is you call in Archangel Michael to cut any cords that are holding you back. You then call in Archangel Metatron with his magenta light to clear your energy in the space you're in. And then you surround yourself in a bubble of light. You ask the universe, source, God, whatever you want to call it, to put you in a bubble of light, a bubble of protection, so that you are not, so you're only open to the highest and best influences. And I do this in the shower. Right? Okay. That's my favorite place to do it, because it's habit then. It's like washing your hair. You do something you do.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for sharing that. What do you want people to understand about the connection between their environment and their mental, emotional, and spiritual well-being?
The environment and also the people that you're around. We are like a radio. So
Mhm.
we are picking up whatever we're tuning into. So if we're in a place that's full of rock music, if you like, if you
Mhm.
carry on with the radio, and you don't like rock music, you like classical, you're on the wrong frequency.
Mhm.
So our environment is like that, and it affects us. So if you're listening to really heavy rock and that isn't your vibe, then
Yeah.
you're going to start getting a headache after a while.
Mm.
And it's like that if you're in a property that isn't energetically clean, is going to affect areas of your life.
So you got to change the frequency, change the channel.
Yeah, change the channel.
Yeah. Can you describe how and when you realized you had this gift, the moment you realized that the energy of a space can literally hold trauma, fear, or stagnation, and that clearing it can actually transform someone's life?
Yeah, as I said to you earlier, I've always been able to see things, but I had
Mhm.
no idea about space clearing until we moved house and we were living in the UK 25 years ago, 24 years ago, something like that. And we moved into this house and it just felt off. I
Mhm.
knew that there was nothing in it, but it wasn't comfortable at all. One of the bedrooms was painted black with a black ceiling, which wasn't helping. But
Mm.
even when we painted it, it still didn't feel right. And at
Mhm.
that time, I met someone and she said, "Oh, you want to try space clearing?" And Google wasn't a thing then.
Right.
So I was like, "Oh, what's that?" So she told me, and I literally started with clapping and a joss stick. That's it. And I went, and intention, sorry,
Mhm.
intention's key. So
Right.
I set about space clearing our home and I got all this information about the events that had happened in the property before. And when I spoke to her and I was like, oh, wow, this really works. This is so cool. And I saw this and I saw that and I saw the other. And she was like, most people don't see anything, right? No, obviously not. I think it's normal that everyone sees everything. And it was then that I realized what an energetic, how our energy affects us and how buildings actually hold on to this trauma. And with the houses that I've subsequently space cleared, they tell me their stories.
Wow.
So it's okay. This is, and it's, my clients have gone, how the hell did you know that? How did you know about the fire that I didn't even know until the surveyor said there was a fire?
Yeah.
Because the house told me.
Wild. It must be exhausting
It
doing a session.
can
Like you
be.
must be.
I only space clear one property a day. If I'm space clearing in person, then I have the next day off.
Makes sense.
So yes, it can be exhausting. But now I protect my energy. It means that when I leave my house, I'm not bombarded. I couldn't be doing this work without protecting my energy when I'm out and about.
Is there any rituals you do when you come home from a space clearing or when you finish a space clearing for yourself?
I tend to have a shower and I use salt in the shower and I Palo Santo and sage myself.
Okay. All right. Perfect. What is one of the most intense energies you've ever encountered in home or office? Something that made you pause and rethink how deep this work really goes?
I think it was the demonic one again.
Yeah.
Because I was literally, oh my God, what do I do with this? So I put a metal lid, titanium, actually, I'm told titanium lid, over the portal to stop it coming out. But there was so much black magic, symbolism, and bodies buried. And yeah, that was the one that really is, my goodness. Yeah, there's stuff here that I don't fully understand yet. And I'm not interested in getting into black magic. I just want to be able to get rid of the dark side of it. But yeah, that was an interesting one. And when I looked up the island, they still have, and I've been to this island and I had no clue, but they still have fiestas to celebrate black magic there.
Wow.
Which I had no clue And it was only because I was trying to find out who these missing people were, because I was given dates.
Right.
And I was like, I wonder if it's on Google. I'll have a look. So I Googled missing people on this island and the dates, but I couldn't find anything.
Wow. And so a lot of your house clearing work now, as you mentioned, is from floor plans because it enables you to reach and help more people around the globe.
Yeah.
Can you tell me why this work is so personally important to you, and why have you decided to make space clearing such a huge part of your mission?
I believe that, especially now, that if we can get rid of as much negativity as possible out of this world, that it's a good thing. And that by removing negativity, we're actually making the world a better place. And so it's my mission to change the world one property at a time.
I love that. And so you teach people how to do this, correct?
I don't teach people how to do
Oh, you
this.
don't? Oh, okay. I
No.
thought you did.
I tell people very briefly how to do it in my book, and there is how to do it on my website as well. But I
Okay.
don't run courses for
Right.
teaching it
Okay.
at the
Okay.
moment, although I'm
I was
told
gonna
I
say,
will be.
there you go. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Now, when you finish clearing a house or a space, how do you know the shift is permanent and not just temporary relief?
You don't. It is the
Okay.
long and the short of it. Most of the time it is permanent. But
Okay.
as we discussed earlier, we can all bring stuff in with us as well. So then that changes. If we have this humanness and we can bring negativity in with us. And
Yeah.
if you have a row half an hour after I've done the space clearing and it was a really horrid one, that's going to be in the walls again.
Yeah.
Right. I like to think that it has a positive impact for a long period of time, but this is not always the case. But if there's a particular issue that I've been called in to space clear a property, and that issue is not resolved, as I said, in the time frame I think it should have been, then I revisit. And I know
Okay.
that they have a different time frame than me, but I'm impatient. I like it. I like it
Done quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I want you to see results fast. And
Yeah,
if you
for
don't,
sure.
then I'm disappointed. So it's
Yeah.
okay, I'll do it again, because I don't want it to have been something that I've missed.
Okay. I want to dive in and talk a little bit about past life regression, the work you do there. You help people connect with their higher self and past lives. How do you see the connection between past life insights and present life healing?
I think it's very connected. I think a
Okay.
lot of our issues that we have, especially if we've got irrational fears. I'm not talking about rational fears. We're talking about irrational fears.
Yeah.
Come from past life trauma. An example, which is quite wacky. Someone I know, I won't say who it is, has a fear of being on the toilet if a plane goes overhead. They freak out if they're on the toilet.
Wow.
It's terrified. They are terrified of this. To me, that screams they were in the Blitz or they were somewhere where they got bombed in the past, because that's totally irrational.
Yeah. Wild. Yeah, that's
So-
not a rational fear.
No. And also a lot of our physical things that we have, like for me, the terrifiedness of my childhood, the fear of being seen, was because I have past life memory as well. I remember being burnt at the stake. I remember being chased. I remember
Wow.
being drowned. So I remember 3 or 4 lifetimes where I met a sticky end because I was seen. So that explains then when you realize, hang on a minute, that was then. No one's going to burn me at the stake this time. At
Right.
least we hope not. It's unlikely, and I don't tend to do that anymore.
No.
I don't think my witchiness is fine. But then you think the penny starts to drop. And it's also like when you go somewhere and you've never been there before, but you just know your way around.
Deja vu.
Yeah. but it's more than deja vu. It's like, I
Mhm.
know what's around that corner. How weird is this?
It's
Right?
a knowing, yeah.
Yeah, it's like that's got to come from somewhere. So that's why I think past lives can have a huge impact on us in this lifetime, and health issues as well. I
Right.
believe I suffer with psoriasis, and I believe that is because of being burnt at the stake.
Wow. Okay. So when you're doing past life regressions, do you see patterns or recurring themes that show up across different people? And what is one of the most powerful revelations you've witnessed?
I haven't noticed a pattern, although I've had a couple of people that have gone to a space between lives, which is quite
Hmm.
interesting. It shows up like a really white room, which is quite interesting, but there hasn't really been a pattern. The biggest revelation, I think, was when I was doing a past life for a woman and she went back to Ireland and she came across her now husband then. It was like he was her protector then, he is now. And that was
Wow.
really beautiful.
That's
Really
wild.
beautiful. Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the oracle card stuff now. How do oracle cards reveal patterns in someone's life that they haven't even recognized yet?
The oracle cards basically get to the things that we already know, but we don't consciously know. So
Okay.
it's like putting a light up against who you are.
Mm.
So the way I read oracle cards is always positive. It's not, I say that. I often say it's not about predicting the future. Normally, when I say that, something comes up that predicts the future. But it's all about if you carry on this road, this is the likely outcome. If you go down a different road, this is the likely outcome. So it's about revealing to them and helping them get clarification on where they want to be, what they need to look at in themselves, and how they could change that if they wanted to
Mhm.
get to the outcome they wanted.
Okay, beautiful. And so, have you ever pulled a card that revealed a truth someone wasn't ready to hear yet? And how did you guide them through that if you have?
Yes. Yeah. And it was really tricky because it was on one of my Facebook lives. So it was very public.
Yeah.
And this person asked me what she needed to know about her missing daughter. And as soon as she asked that, my heart sank. And then as I shuffled the cards, Between Worlds jumped out and proper jumped out.
Wow.
And I knew then her daughter was dead. And I could not say that live on
So,
Facebook.
what the hell did you say?
I have no clue. I didn't say that though. The thing is, when I'm reading cards, I'm channeling. So, yeah, I put a filter on for situations like that. There is a filter, but I can't remember what I said. But
All right.
apparently, according to other people that are watching, I got very serious very quickly. But about half an hour after that reading, the police knocked on her door and told her she'd died.
Man.
But you just have to be, I trust. I'm going, sometimes I go, I'm not saying that.
Yeah.
Just ain't saying that. But I think you just got to speak with compassion, trust what's coming through,
Mhm.
and know that everyone's on their own journey and you're there to support them. You're not there to rock their world. You're there
Right.
to support them to create the world they want to live in, their life they want to
Yeah.
live in. But yeah, that was hard. Very
Fuck,
hard.
I can't even imagine that. Must have been so intense.
Yeah. And I was extremely careful on how I said that. Because
Yeah,
I
you would have to
knew,
be.
as soon as she asked me, I knew she died.
Yeah. Jesus. If you could teach someone to pull one oracle card per day to change their life, what's the first lesson you'd want them to receive and why?
I would read the book, pull an oracle card and read the book. Take the bits. Don't buy, first of all, don't buy an oracle deck that doesn't have a guidebook, but use the guidebook when you're starting out and you read. It's really hard to read for yourself. I use the guidebook when I read for myself because our ego gets in the way. You're like,
Right.
I don't like that. I want to hear that. So it's much easier to read for other people. So read the guidebook and go, okay, what can I learn from this? What is this telling me about today? What do I need to know today? I always pull a card. What do I need to know today?
Okay.
And I quite often don't like when it tells me I have to slow down. I'm like, but I haven't got time to slow down.
But you have to listen.
I have to listen because I come a cropper when I do.
There you go. If you could, if you could download one understanding about angels and spirituality into the human collective, what would it be, and why hasn't humanity caught on to this yet?
Okay, I think we're never on our own. And I think humanity it's been programmed out of us. I think it's not been acceptable to say. But we are never alone. We are always supported, even when it doesn't feel like we are. And when you can really get your head around that, it feels really good and really comforting and empowering, because it's okay. This is only for now. This too shall pass. Right? And I'm not on my own. This has happened for a reason. It's either there's a lesson in here. If it's not great, what's that lesson? What have I got to learn from this? Or what could I learn from this experience?
But taking the time to tune in and to listen to your intuition, to your inner guides, and to your guides. Because as you said, to your point, they're always around us. Our spirit team is always surrounding us.
Yeah.
You just have to ask them to come in.
And if you say, thank you, angels, for helping me, it's easier for them to come in. So
gratitude. Absolutely.
Yeah. But it's also, I believe you're there, even if you don't. Thank you. I believe you. I know you can do it. It's a done deal. You've done it already. And it's much easier for them to swipe in then and help us.
Yeah. Okay. What does freedom mean to you at the very deepest level, beyond money, status, or recognition?
Peace. Just being at peace with who you are. Personal.
How do you define success?
Helping other people.
Being in and of service, the greatest gift there is in life.
Yeah.
What does the word empowerment mean to you?
It means being unashamedly who you are.
Unashamedly who you are. I love that. Okay, we're going to jump into a little rapid fire section. So the next grouping of questions will just be 1, 2, 3 word answer. Okay.
Okay.
What is your favorite place on earth? What is one of your secret or hidden talents?
I haven't got any. I'm an open book. I really struggled with that when you sent the list of questions. I even asked my daughter, Mom, I don't think you've got any.
All right. If you could teach the world one thing, what would it be?
Just be who you are. Everyone else is taken.
What is one of your guilty pleasures?
At the moment, Hallmark cheesy Christmas movies.
Oh, man.
The better.
From November 1st right through to Christmas. That's when they start. My wife is right there with you. What is one word that sums up your mindset?
Positive.
One book that changed your life?
Echoes Within Walls.
What is one word that defines the woman you are becoming?
Empowered.
That concludes our rapid fire section. Now back to our regularly scheduled program. I sent you I created a bonus question that I did not send you ahead of time. How do you define love, both the kind you give and the kind you receive?
Peaceful. Easy.
Okay. If you were to introduce yourself to me without mentioning your occupation, where you're from, your religion, your ethnicity, your nationality, all of these day-to-day markers that we use in our day-to-day lives, how would you introduce yourself to me?
I think I would introduce myself as Sam, and I hope that I'm kind, compassionate, and caring.
Okay. If you could step into my shoes, what is one question you would have asked yourself that I didn't ask you?
You asked it already.
All right, beautiful. That means I did my job, so I received that. Thank you.
Because the question was, how can anyone tap into their spirituality? You already asked me that.
Beautiful. If you had the opportunity to sit down and have a 1-hour conversation with one woman, any woman in the world, who would it be and why?
I struggle with this, and I keep going back to my mum.
Okay. And why would you want to talk to your mom at this particular time?
Because I think there's so much more that she never told me. And
Okay.
I'd quite like to know that, really.
If you could go back and give your younger self one piece of advice, what would that piece of advice be?
Own the spirituality. Be doing this work from day one. Don't take all the detours. They're bloody hard work.
Lastly, Sam, if you were to deliver your last 30-second speech to the world, your corner of the world, your tribe, your people, what would that last 30 seconds sound like? What words of wisdom would you impart?
I would say to be who you are, unapologetically who you are. And I've said it already in this interview, and what other people think of you is none of your business. You are perfectly imperfect and you need to own it.
Beautiful. Sam, thank you so much for being here with me today, for taking and making the time to share a little bit about your story, your journey, and of course, the incredibly beautiful light you put out into the world through the amazing work you're doing to help people in the world. I appreciate you. I am grateful to call you a friend and to have you as a member of the Empowerography community. Thank you so much. I have thoroughly enjoyed our conversation. So many beautiful insights, and just thank you for sharing your journey. I really appreciate you.
Thank you.
Once again, my name is Brad Welsh, host of your Empowerography podcast, a platform that was created to help elevate and amplify the voices of women through sharing their stories. Today, my guest has been Sam Ritchie. She is a certified angel guide who also specializes in space clearing in person and from floor plans. She also is an oracle card reader to help give people clarity and confidence, as well as doing past life regressions sessions for people. Thank you so much, Sam. I appreciate you. Have a beautiful rest of your day. Thank you very much for listening to this podcast. If you haven't yet, please be sure to subscribe, rate, review, and share with all your friends. You can find me at visuphoria.ca, follow me on Instagram at Empowerography Podcast, and on Facebook at Empowerography. Please join me next time for another inspirational story from yet another amazing woman.